There we go. Live. I haven't even.
Hello.
Oops. That's
Coming
the
to you
wrong.
from sunny Acapulco.
That's the wrong date.
No, wait, hold on.
It's October 21st.
21st, 10 days before Halloween.
10 days before Halloween. Yay.
Yeah.
And then Halloween will be over. Thank God.
Is Fauci
You don't
gonna,
like Halloween?
I've never. It's people in masks.
What?
It's like the situational awareness. It just sends me to like condition like orangey red because you can't see anybody, and just.
So it's no different than 2020
True.
or 2021. People
Yeah.
in masks.
That's quite true.
Is Fauci allowing us to have Halloween this year? I didn't know.
Who knows what we'll be
Only
allowed
if you
to
stay
have.
outside. The rule is if you stay outside, you can have Halloween.
Right.
Don't go into enclosed spaces with people.
Unless you're Barack Obama, and then you could have hundreds on your island mansion.
They're special.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hello everyone.
Wow.
It is Thursday, October 21st, 2021.
Yes.
Who had empty shelves
Oh
on their
no!
bingo card?
Those are fact checked, Alan. So those have been checked, in that there's missing context, and no, there's how the fuck can you fact check stores having empty shelves? But hey, whatever. Who are you gonna believe? Me or your lying eyes?
Did you see the picture online of some store took their entire stock? What was it? French fried onions, and they filled the shelves with French fried onions, but like one French fry onion can in the front of the shelf, and so the shelves look full, but they are not.
Wow.
It's facing.
Yeah.
You're supposed to do it, but not with one single product.
There's supposed to be something behind that. Yeah, I've noticed that, in a few stores though, like the way they're, filling the space.
I mean, to be fair, that's common and it's happened forever. You run out of something, you just fill it with something else. It's never happened to this extent,
right?
And it's interesting.
Have you noticed anything going missing, Jay?
Oh yeah.
In your stores?
We haven't had. For example, in our own lives, Classico spaghetti sauce. I do buy jarred spaghetti sauce. I've made my own spaghetti sauce. It's a enormous pain in the ass, and for the amount of spaghetti sauce we consume, it's easier to buy a jar.
Sure.
So maybe I'm less of an Italian. Sorry, Ma, but
I always get Classico too. That's a great sauce,
and it's all but
I always get a
disappeared.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman's good.
I like the Sqrpt, the spicy one.
I'll tell you why I get the Classico. I get the Classico spaghetti and pizza sauce because it comes in a ball jar.
Oh, you can reuse it.
And it's I have a cabinet full of drinking glasses now.
It's good for Alan's moonshine. Alan's going to buy himself a 1948 Ford sedan with a flathead V8, and he's going to run himself some shine in Oklahoma.
Not from Houston, no.
That's a long drive.
Especially with gas prices these days, which has also been fact-checked.
Maybe into Louisiana. Or
How do
Louisiana.
How do you fact check gas prices? I mean, it's just like, there's the sign.
They've gone
Context
up
missing.
a lot.
Context.
Yeah, exactly. Well, bro, it's not Joe Biden's fault just because he stopped refineries from being built and cut off the pipeline.
What they say is, well, you're measuring the increase from the low of the COVID when nobody was driving. You have to go back 2 years and measure it from that when it was already 350 or whatever the hell it was back in 2019.
Was it though?
Well, again,
give
the
or take.
bread lines,
depending on where you are.
The bread lines in the Soviet Union helped people get a sense of neighborhood and togetherness.
That's right.
Yeah, it strengthened the community because everybody was commiserating about the bread together in the bread line.
Yes, that's exactly,
Yeah,
It
there's
is
nothing bad that they can't spin into some kind of bullshit positive.
it's a combination of Baghdad Bob and Chip Diller from Animal House. Everything is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
Hey, Jay.
your halo is
Yes.
really bright, Jay.
Yeah, I
The
know.
light behind you is like intense.
I have to like, it's
Turn it
really
off?
not. It's just, if I turn it off, I'll be in the dark and
Oh.
no extra creepy, like more
Dark.
creepy than usual here.
Dark and spooky.
There
you go.
No,
A little bit more.
no.
Keep going.
A little more.
There
A
you
little
go.
more.
There
Perfect.
you go.
There
Okay.
we go.
Now you have the dramatic, like,
You got the side illumination.
Dun dun dun.
It's like
My
a good
head is
villain.
shiny. Ah.
So we had a tornado here this evening. Not here, but
Oh, okay. You had
in
me
the town I
worried there
grew
for
up
a minute.
in, which is one town over. There was
A
like one
tornado.
of those,
You had a twister.
well, it was one of those microburst.
Was Bill Pullman and Helen Hunt
That's a
driving
good
through?
movie.
It was one of those microbursts where it only takes out one house.
Sucks to be that one house.
It really does. I've
Fuck
seen the
that guy.
picture. It looks like it really sucks. Took out the house, took out the car in the garage, took out the
Yikes.
tree.
Like a natural gas explosion. Those always
Yeah.
like, holy shit.
Yeah.
When you see a house that's had just, the gas go off,
Yeah.
Yep.
it's like leveled. It's like there's like toothpicks
Well, it is a fuel air explosion, and you know how those are.
and there's a lot of air.
The largest, the most powerful explosion you can get next to a nuclear bomb is a fuel air explosion. So
I always thought it was me after chili, but
yeah, same thing. Not much difference.
Yeah. So what do we have? We had Colin Powell shuffled off this mortal coil. That was a big
COVID.
event. Yes, because of complications from COVID.
Okay.
He's 84, which is again beyond the life expectancy.
Correct.
And complications from COVID could mean literally. It could mean he couldn't get to the hospital in time because he had a heart attack and couldn't make it into the ER because they had to screen him first.
He had some kind of bone disease thing.
He had myeloma, which is a blood cancer.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And then something else
COVID.
too, though.
Yeah.
Also.
So odds are he was dying anyway, and then he got the COVID and kaboom.
Yeah, kaboom.
So, and everyone's freaking out about, what Trump said, except they're not freaking out about what Trump said. They're freaking out about what the media is telling us Trump said.
About Colin Powell?
Colin Powell. Yeah. I mean, again, probably not the best thing to say, but he pointed out that, boy, the media has been a lot nicer to Colin Powell than they ever were the entire time he was in anywhere near public service.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not wrong.
Well, the minute he got out of the Bush administration and started endorsing Democrats,
right?
Suddenly he was fine.
Yeah.
Remember when he lied to the UN and started the war in Iraq?
Right.
Good times.
And that was something that Trump mentioned. He was like the same media that, accused him of lying and we started a war over his lies, blah, 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 is now, Colin Powell.
Yeah. Colin Powell.
And it's it's not the occasion, but it needs to be said. It needs to be pointed out how fucking two-faced these sons of bitches are.
Yeah. I mean, rest in peace, Colin Powell, but like,
I don't mean Colin
you're
Powell.
no friend of mine.
The media, the fact that, I mean,
the media. Yeah, of course. Like
they're doing it with George Bush.
Yeah, but
don't get me started on George Bush.
But Jay, Colin Powell was a good Republican.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
he stabbed
he
other
was,
Republicans in the back.
Exactly. He once, he always endorsed the Democrat, no matter what. I don't know what kind of a Republican.
Was he ever a bad Republican because he was black?
He was a bad Republican when he worked for Bush.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
And he was a vicious, horrible war. Remember Code Pink and all the, you remember
Cindy Sheehan.
Yeah, remember when they were like front page news every day?
We had the death toll from the war.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Back when that mattered.
Right. But, you know.
Good times.
So is this time to pull a segue?
Is it?
You know,
Yeah.
speaking of wars are fought by our armed forces.
Oh, God.
Who the best and brightest are taught in elite academies.
Oh boy.
I found a story today that just it just hit on every last nerve, because literally every part of everything to do with this is infuriating.
Tell us the story, Uncle Jay.
In a nutshell, the elite service academies, Annapolis, West Point, etc., have rules. And this is apparently shocking to people. And guess what? When you are going to the academy and you break the rules, there are consequences.
Oh,
Well.
my God.
One of the rules is you cannot have a dependent.
Huh.
So if you're
Okay.
married with a kid, you don't go to Annapolis.
Okay.
That's their rule. Well, apparently,
you can't even be married, technically.
I did not know that, but
because the rule is no dependence. A spouse would be a dependent. So,
you know, and
why is that a rule?
It was, I don't know. That's a good question.
Because junior officers shall not marry. That is an unwritten law of the military. Is you have to be captain or above to get married.
And now, Alan, may correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding is that your service academy graduates are the ones that wind up being 4-star generals and admirals,
Sure.
and they end up being the
ring knockers. Yeah,
you know, if you go through college, you might qualify for an officer candidate school. If you do ROTC, it's pretty much guaranteed.
Right.
But if you want to be, you know, the Joint Chiefs of Staff level, you've got to graduate from.
Well, your odds are like 10,000 times better if you're academy graduate.
Exactly. Yes, Audie Murphy. You know,
right? You could be totally awesome and get in, but there aren't that many of those people, especially these days.
Yeah. But you know, so I mean, they're I equated it when I posted the story to, it's pretty much like the Ivy League of the armed forces.
It is an Ivy League. It is right up there with Ivy League.
So they have very strict rules, and whether you agree with them or whether you think they're useful or not, you agree to them when you accept admission into.
You probably have to sign something, right?
I would imagine. Yeah, I'd imagine you have to sign several somethings.
Yeah.
So a female cadet and a male cadet got together.
Oops.
And she got pregnant.
As it happens.
Birds and the bees, shit happens.
Yeah.
Well, the way the rules are written,
especially when you put birds and bees together.
Funny.
It happens.
Funny, isn't it?
Yeah, funny.
And because of the way the rules of the Air Force Academy are, you either leave the academy or you give your kid up for adoption. That's the rule. Now, I was a little surprised because I would have assumed you would be automatically booted. You got pregnant, you broke the rules, gone.
Right.
The fact that they gave her a choice.
Well, the whole getting together in the first place violated the rules.
Right.
Even that's not supposed to happen.
Exactly. And the way the story was presented and the way the person who posted the link to the story, I'm not going to name names. It's someone I thought would have been better than that. But it was, this is unacceptable. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, the fuck? I don't care what you think of the rule. The fact is, you agreed to it. If the rule was you cannot own a yellow car, you forfeit the right to be upset when you buy a yellow car and they tell you got to sell it or you're out. I don't understand how this is a problem. I really don't.
Well,
The fact that this cadet and her boyfriend, who they've since married, so they're like,
Oh,
her maiden name was like, they made it sound like they went to the academy together and were married at the time. No. He knocked her
No.
up, and then bravo, they did the right thing. They got married. Okay, that's wonderful.
okay.
which is also against the rules.
But if you want to stay, that's terrible. But not really, because you agreed to it.
The thing is when you're one of these, cadets, you're basically in the military.
Hmm.
If you wash out, they don't just send you back to, happy fun land home. You have a obligation still.
Yeah.
So you are under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. You are not a civilian. And in the military, there are rules and regulations, and violating those rules and regulations is supposed to have consequences.
Yeah.
The problem is lately the military kind of picks and chooses about who has consequences and who doesn't. So
they were very fond of reminding my son and his, the others in his basic troop that they're government property.
Oh yeah.
You are essentially, you're no different than a Humvee. Yeah.
And sometimes not as valuable.
Often. And just the way the story was presented, okay, it's outrage porn and it's for clicks, and I get that that's a thing. It's a way to get people to click on it. Okay. But to see, people that, for example, on gun rights, just to pick and choose, are the first to call out, the ridiculous headlines. They're the first in line to say, when Barack Obama said it's easier to get a Glock than a book.
That was my favorite.
What?
What?
So what you're saying
Well,
is,
Jay, in his defense, in Chicago, that may be true.
But even if it is, what you're saying is it's easier to get a firearm illegally.
Right.
So let's pass more laws.
Right.
Right. Huh? How does that work?
We were talking today at the library about checking out things, because libraries have a new thing where we check out things instead of books. Maybe we should add firearms to the list.
There you go.
Hey.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'd get a library card.
There you go.
Yeah, you could, pick up a new gun every week and give it a try.
Yeah.
Like a lending library. You check it out, go to the range, see if you like it, bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
But
wouldn't the library have to have an FFL or something?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, not only that, but I'm not sure it'd be legal.
Yeah, I would.
Even if they did have an FFL, because you're transferring every loan is a transfer of a firearm to somebody. So you'd have to fill out a 4473 and do a background check every time you loaned one out to somebody.
Okay.
So
the bookkeeping
we do other stupid bullshit. Oh, please, Jay, don't talk to me about bookkeeping in a library. Everything is levels of bullshit with the library.
I think that in a free
checking out guns and doing background checks for everybody who does it, probably totally doable.
Yeah.
For a library.
In a truly free society, that would be an awesome idea. I mean, it'd be a fantastic. Yeah. In fact, I bet that would be like a total thing.
It would be a public service.
Gun rentals, like not on-site gun rentals, but take it home and use it.
Instead, we are discussing offering CD players for checkout.
Do they still make those?
I was just
thank you. Oh my God.
I know the last VCR. The last VCR was it was less than a decade ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I mean, Apple hadn't put a
Also,
CD player in their computers in like years, if not a
yeah.
decade.
Well, we have
So,
music on CDs, and we also have books on CD,
wow.
which are not circulating. Imagine that. And so the director's big idea is to let's get some small CD players and let's circulate those so people can use the. And I said to her, I was like, is that kind of going backwards?
You know, most new cars
Like-
don't even come with CD players anymore.
No, that was her point. That was her
Yeah.
point.
There's no.
How are people
point.
going to listen to books on CD? I said, well, because they're probably downloading them.
Yeah.
like
Audible.
like I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audible? No, we have free
Oh yeah, that's
through
right.
the library. You
has-
can get free ebooks. You can get
Yep.
free audiobooks. It's just like a library checkout, but it's all digital and on your phone or whatever. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, I wanted to segue to the library because I go there very often. And I'm allowed to participate in society.
No.
I am.
That's right. Yes, you're allowed.
Like a person, like a real
Almost.
person. I'm almost like a real person. But I
Are you
am
sure
allowed
you're
now
allowed?
to
Are you
participate
sure?
fully in society as a
Yes.
disabled person.
Yes,
Kamala Harris feels it's
Yeah.
very important that I am allowed
allowed.
to participate in society. Bitch, I've had a job since I was 14. 14, paying taxes and doing stuff. And come on.
That's so tone.
Wow.
That's so typically tone deaf of her. You know, she's like everything. It's like,
She's not that bright, just like
No.
Joe.
Well,
But-
okay, she's not that bright.
I did. when you
However-
brought it up, I did mention that in all fairness, they think that you need to be allowed to do literally
know.
anything.
You
So
need government permission for everything.
right,
Yeah,
right.
I know.
Joe
know.
thinks that
I-
we should be allowed to have July 4th barbecues. So
Yeah. Matt St. Jack sent me the link when it came out, this story about Kamala Harris saying, and she gave this whole long talk, and this was just a little snippet in the talk. But, I always think that what people say without thinking kind of reveals what is really going on in there. And Matt St. Jack sent me the link, and I said to him, I was like, I'm not sure I want to click it or not because it's going to piss me off so much. And sure enough, it made me angry, but it also made me really sad because it just shows me how like normal people kind of look at disabled people as a group. And of course, Democrats, true form, want to make us into a voting group, the disabled.
right. If they give you something, then you'll vote for them.
right.
Right.
If
I ain't been getting
allow you
shit.
to
I have not
participate.
gotten shit. I don't even have a parking pass. Like, I don't get anything. Like I have a job, like a normal person, like a person. It's just, but
it struck me as like the ableist version of the white man's burden. It's like,
yeah,
oh, we need to,
we need to help these poor cripples.
Right.
Let them
You mean
let
like-
them into society. We'll give them their special ramps and their special We'll put sign language interpreters at every event.
But that's like how they handle everything. Who are the Black Lives Matter?
Ugh.
Are they actual, black people, or is it all white liberals?
Yeah.
Well, the
Like-
people in front of the cameras are black people, but
Well,
who knows who's pulling the strings?
They're not that dumb, Alan.
Yeah. Did I talk about the parking spots at the library
No,
on the show? Okay. So,
not
Just-
yet.
okay. Well, if you notice, if you go to your workplace, if you're working in a place where the public comes in, you'll notice that there are lots of handicap parking spots for patrons or customers. There
Right.
are very rarely any for employees.
Right.
And it's because we're not real people and cripples don't have jobs. I mean, come on, right? So, so I mentioned to the library director, I just offhandedly, I was like, maybe like in the winter time, like why don't we have parking spots back there for not just me, but there's other people who might be interested in using them. Like we have some elderly people on staff, they might want to use them. And so this became a big thing. And in an email from the director, she mentioned that, okay, there's 2 spots near the back door where employees park. And if we could leave those empty for the people who need them. But the way she put it was, those of us who can walk should leave the spots available for people who need them. Those of us who can walk. I'm like, is there anybody here who can't walk on staff? Like, I haven't noticed. It's just exhausting. Fucking exhausting.
Oh my God.
But I'm allowed to participate.
You're allowed to participate. Yes.
Yeah.
You should get your Kamala Harris official allowed to participate card.
Your participation card.
I need a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Allowed to participate.
Allowed to participate.
Yeah. For those of you just joining the show who have maybe never seen us or watched us, I'm an amputee, have been my entire life. It's all good. I mean, it's not a thing for me really, but it's just funny looking from the outside in at like normal people. I'm just saying. But when the vice president of the United States,
here's the thing you have to understand is when Rita says normal people, she's not talking about non-handicapped. She's talking about humans in general.
Humans.
The normies.
The non-cyborg Americans. It just struck me that like the vice president of the United States,
soon to be
and
president.
it's 2021,
yeah.
And we're like the final frontier for wokeism, right? Like the disabled we're like the final frontier. They have all the lingo for like the LGBTQ blah blah blah, and they have all the you say the pronouns and then you feminism and everything, but we're like the final frontier for the woke.
Now here's
bullshit.
a question: are you going to supplant the LGBT community?
No,
because we've seen. Well, you wouldn't have thought, especially after last year.
No, and I'll tell you why.
You wouldn't have thought the African American community would, but we've got trans activists wanting to cancel Dave Chappelle over his comments.
Yeah,
and
amazing.
Him being an African American didn't save him.
Here's the difference.
Amazing.
Jay, is the LGBTQ RSPTUWXYZ are a political. They all have a common political affiliation
and a 4-star admiral.
Yeah, but
my God!
But the disabled do not have a common political affiliation.
No,
and the problem is that anybody can.
We
be
are
disabled.
Diverse.
Well, you are. It is. But anybody, sooner. It's like somebody said. Sooner or later, every person's disabled if you live long enough.
Alan, can I pose a thought here?
Mm-hmm.
Who's disabled in Congress? There are a number of Republicans missing eyes, legs.
Sure.
Governor
I think it was
Abbott's in a
only
wheelchair.
Tammy Duckworth. Only Tammy Duckworth.
Yeah. And that's why. Yeah. Because there's a lot of veterans who trend conservative.
But it's not just veterans, Jay. It's people of all walks of life. It's everybody, old people get the diabetes and lose a leg. I mean, you get cataracts and can't see. I mean, sooner or later, everybody gets disabled. You can't have a liberal voting bloc that's the entire population. It just doesn't work.
Oh, but they want to try, Alan.
Oh, they'd love to, Jay. Yeah. But the problem is there's the disabled community is too diverse. They just are. And that's always going to be like that. It's not like, it's it's just.
Yes. No, you are correct.
And I mean diverse, politically diverse, and every other kind of diverse.
Actual diversity, not diversity.
Right.
We hire one representative from each group, and we put them up and look at all the decisions are made by old white guys. But
Speaking of the 4-star general,
Oh man, oh
She's an
man, oh
admiral.
man.
It's fucking
4-star.
Caligula's horse.
is she an admiral or is she a 4-star something?
4-star admiral.
Is it an
heard.
admiral?
I don't know.
Because she's a 4-star something in the
Hey.
National Health Service or something,
At
right?
this point, is this any
E.
different than fucking Saddam
Yeah.
Hussein and the row of generals with
Yeah,
ridiculous
with all the-
salads?
The best one I saw was comparing it to what was it, Caligula and his horse.
Yeah.
He named his horse a senator.
A senator,
Yeah.
yes.
And it's just that idiotic.
I think it's more contempt.
Also, keep in mind that
this
I
is
agree.
the New York Times. We saved America from Donald Trump.
Right. But it's also the same guy that moved his mother out of the nursing home before he put all the COVID patients in the nursing home.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Well, he was following the science.
That's right.
Right?
It's the
That's
same guy though. He moved his mother out and then put all the COVID patients in. So, this is it's just ludicrous.
Yeah. And what does he do? Like he's like the health something or another, or science
like
something,
health,
medical something,
mental health and fitness or something. Because he's
he's so good at that.
Grossly overweight and.
Oh my God.
You couldn't make this up.
I know. It's like crazy town. It's like we've fallen through the mirror, the looking glass thing. It's just wow. And this was all announced the same week China announced that they have like space nukes. Yeah. Fucking space nukes. Oh, okay. And let's counter that with, hey, we have got a trans 4-star general.
I mean, these were the same people that were upset.
U.S. Dr. Rachel Levine, who is a man, U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps, whatever the fuck that is.
That means nothing.
So she's like the Grand High Poobah. Is this like the Royal Order of Water Buffaloes? She's gonna have the funny.
I thought it was like like they have the Surgeon General, who's not really a general, but they like to parade him
or necessarily
around.
A surgeon.
Or even necessarily heard. Remember what was the idiotic woman's that was the Surgeon General under Obama? It was Jocelyn Elders.
Yes,
was that who it was?
That woman.
Yes, she teach masturbation in school.
Right, and they like to dress up the Surgeon General in a military uniform and parade him around like they have some kind of fucking authority. I think this
should come out with like the MASH uniform. Just combine them both. You're a surgeon.
I think this is that same kind of thing. It's
okay. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia, and it just seems like professor of pediatrics and psychiatry at the Penn State College of Medicine. Okay. And then served as a Pennsylvania physician general.
You said psychiatry.
What? Yes. Did I say it wrong?
No. Wait a minute. Just think about this for a minute. Professor of psychiatry.
I know.
And the dude's wearing a dress and claiming that he's a woman.
Right, I know. Physician, heal thyself. But okay, so then Pennsylvania Physician General, and then as Secretary of the Pennsylvania Department of Health from 2017 to 2021.
And that's when he moved his mom out of the nursing home.
And that's when the nursing home COVID thing happened.
Right.
So this,
and then, okay. United States Public Health Service, 4-star admiral. Okay. So what it looks like to me, I mean, just from the outside, just looking at it, is that, hey, there's this trans person and let's move them up to the administration so we can appear woke. Right. I mean, it's like the exact way that Kamala Harris became vice president. We need a black woman.
Right.
Who are all the black women available? Let's pick one. And that's the only qualification. And it's horrible. Horrible.
But they're
But, you
doing
know,
such
here
a
we are
great
now.
job, Brita. Oh, wait, they're not.
Yeah, they're not.
What's Joe Biden's approval rating? It's like
Awful.
25%.
He's negative.
Maybe. No, he's not. But
Yeah, he is. If you
Nice.
the dislikes versus likes, he's underwater.
Yeah.
His dislikes are higher than his likes by quite
Again,
a bit.
the single biggest indication that Joe Biden is sucking is how quiet the liberals in my feed are.
oh, yeah.
It's, you know, you stop and think about it. I haven't heard a thing.
Wait, you have liberals in your feed?
Yeah, you know, there's some family members, there's some longtime friends,
Okay.
and the ones that were like super like, oh, Trump, I can't blah 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 blah, are just like,
Crickets.
well, you know, now it's like, ooh, evil capitalism, ooh. You know, the thing that pisses me off so much about that, the oh, look at me, I'm a good socialist, blah blah blah.
They post on their iPhone.
Well, yes, and one of them in particular is like, oh, I'm dropping out of the workforce to be a stay-at-home dad. I'm like, you know what's making that possible? Fucking capitalism, jackass.
Amazing.
If you really, really believe that socialism is better, that it provides a better quality of life, a better way of life, better education, better medicine, you've got your fucking pick of places you can move to.
Sure. Venezuela.
You have dozens, probably more.
Yep.
Dozens. Most of Europe, Canada,
Yeah.
most of South America.
Mm-hmm.
But yet you don't. You stay here in the United States, a country you claim to hate so much, because the evil capitalists and the billionaires should all be guillotined, blah, 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 blah. And the janitor, you know, Jeff Bezos makes 70,000 times more than the janitor. Blah, blah, blah. You say he's worth it. You know why? Because he fucking made something. He built something that people use.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the driving fucking force behind literally everything, you dolt.
Yeah.
When you... what do we have for innovation out of the Soviet Union? Sputnik.
Radial keratotomy.
Really?
It was invented in Russia.
Interesting. And vodka.
Yeah.
In the same time
Actually,
period.
the Russians, to give the Russians their due, they actually did a lot of scientific innovation. A lot of it was by accident, but they poured a lot of money into science. The same reason that the U.S. poured money into the space race. It was like the glorification of the Soviet. I mean, they spent a lot of money on basic research, and then nothing ever came of it because they can't. It's easy for a brilliant guy to come up with a great idea. It's impossible for a socialist country to turn that great idea into a useful fucking product.
Right.
Cannot be done. That's why all their electronics were copies of Japanese stuff.
Yep.
Their computers were copies of American stuff. I mean, they just steal something and reverse engineer it.
And they
I have this dream of going to like a socialist's house or talking to a socialist in public, like an actual like avowed socialist,
like Bernie Sanders,
you know, whomever, and just being like helping myself to whatever is in her purse, and you know, oh, it's in your closet. Oh, I love this coat. I'm going to take this coat, and I mean, I just like it would be great.
We should vacation at Bernie Sanders' vacation home.
Which one?
Yeah, we'll just pick one, and we'll all show up.
Well, you can't, Jay. He's got security guards.
Okay. Yes, that's the inner party usually does.
Yeah, funny how that works.
Yeah, it's just
It's like remember the old joke about what was it? Gorbachev? I think it was Gorbachev. I could be wrong about but the joke's still funny. Gorbachev, he calls his mom and says, you know, or anyway, doesn't matter. He calls his mom and says, I'm the premier. I've got this great house and a dacha and all this kind of stuff. And his mom goes, yeah, but what if the communists come back? I'm pretty sure that was, I don't know if it's Gorbachev, but you get the idea.
Doesn't matter. Could be any of them.
Right.
Yeah.
The could have been said about Lennon,
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing that was fun today was the "I told you so" from Rand Paul. In NIH corrects untruthful assertions by NIH Director Collins and UNA Director Fauci that NIH had not funded gainer research in Wuhan. The NIH themselves said, yeah, that's not true. And so
which is very interesting.
Rand Paul's tweets, "I told you so," doesn't even begin to cover it here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that means that Fauci sat in front of Congress and lied.
Which, we all
Which
do.
is
Yeah.
Crickets.
a federal
Nothing.
offense.
It's not.
I know.
Nothing.
Only for us.
It's not.
Only for the little
people.
people.
If you were
Mhm.
if you or I set foot in the Capitol, we'll go to jail forever.
I know.
Speaking
That's
of
true.
setting foot in the Capitol,
Yeah.
did you see the fucking mental gymnastics? One of the Capitol people was sentenced, and one of the news outlets was trying to make a big deal because a Puerto Rican nationalist group was arrested for breaching the Capitol, and they were sentenced to 35 years in jail, and this guy only got several months. What they conveniently forgot to mention was that the Puerto Rican nationals opened fire with a fucking gun and shot like 5 people.
Wow.
They just, we forgot to mention that.
Well,
it's the same thing, Jay.
Moral
It's no
equivalency.
difference.
This dude walking through the door that was open for him and picking up a podium is exactly equivalent with breaking in and shooting people.
He's worse,
well,
Jay.
Yes.
He's worse. So,
it's the worst event since the Civil War, according to Joe Biden.
Well, he would know.
Well, I don't know what Joe Biden knows these days. And he's got another, year and 3 months. We got to put up with him at least another year and 3 months.
I don't think he has that long.
I don't think he's going to last that long.
I don't think he's going to make it, Jay.
He'll be president.
They might weekend at Bernie's him.
They may Woodrow Wilson him.
They'll drag him. They'll call a lid on the last 3 months. And
if he is still physically alive, he will be president because Dr. Jill won't allow him not to be.
Right.
This is their moment, and they're going to take it. God damn it!
Did you see the recent video of Joe and Dr. Jill?
Was he biting her finger again?
No. Yeah, they were at some sort of outdoor event, and there was a podium. You can look it up. And I think I saw it on notthebee.com. And so they're out in some sort of event outside, and there's a band playing like God Bless America or something. And there's a podium, and it happened to have a live microphone. And Joe shuffles up to the microphone and he starts talking as if, I don't know if he's trying to make a speech but it looked like he just kind of like lapsed into, okay, got to go to the microphone and say my little old man jokes now,
Right.
And Jill races up to the podium and she's tapping on the arm, and she says, and they get her on the microphone, and she says, "Look at me." And he turns and he looks at her, and he looks at her like he's never seen her before in his life. And she gets him away from the microphone.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how you handle small children. Look at me.
Look at me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's the president of the United States. And
which again, that's the fingernails clawing at the edge of the desk. No, we're not leaving.
Yeah. If it were anybody except Joe Biden, who is a scumbag.
He is a truly awful person.
Yeah,
truly awful person.
That's the one.
I might feel bad.
Yeah.
But wow.
Yeah, it's
I feel bad for us. I feel bad for the country.
I feel bad for I feel bad for the world.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
look at what's happening in Afghanistan.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
The Taliban
yeah.
just fucking executed a goddamn girl for the crime of playing volleyball.
And the media has forgotten Afghanistan even existed.
I'm surprised they haven't scrubbed it from the map.
Completely gone.
They're just writing in, "Here there be dragons."
Yeah.
Where Afghanistan used to be.
Afghanistan? Yeah. What's that?
What's that?
Mission
in another
accomplished.
year,
We got out of there.
In another year, all you're going to hear about is how brave Joe Biden pulled our troops out where everyone else had failed. He was brave enough to admit it was time to come home.
No matter the cost.
I guarantee you. These motherfuckers are gaslighting us so fucking hard.
Yep.
You know, what was the...
There's still Americans over there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and they've been lying through their fucking teeth. 3 weeks ago, they were saying, "Oh, there's less than 100," and just recently, they're like, "We've gotten 129 out." How the fuck did you do that? You just pulled Americans out of thin air? You're grabbing a handful out of Iran? Oh, no, sorry, yoink.
Yeah,
you have no clue, and it doesn't matter, and nobody cares. That's the thing. That's the most infuriating part. Because God, you know, we would have an exact number if it were Trump.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, not only that,
there's still 500 Americans trapped.
Not only that, Jay, but they
would have impeached him twice.
The State Department actively worked against private citizens that were flying planes in to pick people up.
Yeah. Right.
They were actively preventing. There were several millionaires that basically bought planes or chartered them. A lot of them had to buy them because no one would rent you a plane to fly to Afghanistan. and they go in with these like 737, these big planes that could seat hundreds of people. And the State Department's like, nope, can't do it. Nope.
Well, speaking of planes, there was another story involving planes we didn't hear much about.
What?
The ones that were bringing immigrants to New York.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Oh, isn't that a neat little story?
In the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night with no...
Jen trying to spin that planes landing at 4 a.m. was not the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Technically, actually, it's early morning. It's technically, since it's after midnight, it's morning.
Yeah. Nothing good happens after midnight.
She is the worst.
Yeah, you know.
Like, I don't know how she goes home. I don't know. How does she go home at night and be like, "Oh, I did a good job today"?
She's a sociopath. That's how.
Clearly, it's amazing to watch.
Yeah, she's the U.S. version of Baghdad Bob.
Yep. And home heating oil is going to be going up this winter, like doubling. I'm hearing.
Great. I live in Cleveland.
So that's awesome. That's awesome. We're supposed to have I'm going
to start a GoFundMe.
It's going to be awfully hard to convince people we don't want global warming when it's costing them twice as much to heat their homes.
We had a thunderstorm and a tornado tonight, and I was like, oh. And the trees still have not changed. I'm like, is this global warming?
That's right. Climate change.
Awesome.
It's not global warming. It's climate change.
Whatever.
Because it's a floor wax. It's a dessert topping. Too much rain, climate change. Not enough rain, climate change. Yep. Too hot, climate change. Too cold, climate change.
Yeah. I still don't have my storm windows down.
Science.
No wonder.
Although the cats are hugging the space heater like it's like their god.
They know. They know it's going to get cold.
Yeah, they know.
So this week I got a new bed.
Awesome.
This is like
tell.
Well, I guess I could go up there.
Now, is this a new mattress or a new entire everything?
Actually, the mattress is not new. The bed is new.
Ah, okay.
And it was like one of those like, we have some money. What do you want to get? And I always wanted a bed with storage drawers underneath. Because it's wasted space anyway, right?
Sure.
So,
it's a cat playground. But,
and the cat puking ground. The cats love to puke under the bed, apparently. So we ordered this bed. I think we ordered it in July, and it just came this week. And I have figured out why, after 20 years, I have been sleep deprived for 20 years. Get a platform bed. The end.
Really?
Yes. If your husband is bigger than you, get a platform bed. Because the husband moves around and the bed and the wife doesn't sleep. Platform bed.
There you go.
I got more sleep last night than
awesome.
I woke up with my alarm, which is
wow,
crazy.
Unheard of.
Yes.
Crazy talk.
Platform bed. It's beautiful and it's like all solid wood and
nice.
Yeah.
Does it have a big gun vault in the middle?
It has actually
it could.
It has like a space in between the the drawers, and then there's like the platform, but there's like a space.
Haven't you seen? There's one where the whole bed lifts up on hydraulics.
Yeah.
It's one big, massive safe, and I'm like,
But
that looks really cool, but I don't ever want to have to move that.
I bet I could like hack my bed and make it into like a gun thing.
Make it a secret.
Because there's like secret space in the middle.
You'd have to have like a toaster mechanism. So if we hit a panic button, these guns just shoot right up.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So that's my big news. Breeda's getting sleep now. Yay. I have 20 years of sleep to catch up on.
I would like to point out that Walmart is rolling out Bitcoin ATMs in their stores.
No.
I'm telling you.
I've told you people buy burner phones.
I've told you people for years to go buy some goddamn Bitcoin.
We need like a segment with music, like introductory music. This is now the Bitcoin
I'm just saying,
portion of the show.
Went up to an all-time high, a new all-time high this week.
What's the all-time high?
The new one is 66,999.
For one Bitcoin.
66,999 for one Bitcoin. It's dropped a little since then, but it'll go back up.
$1 million.
The new Bitcoin ETF that started trading this week is already over $2 billion in assets.
What?
So, just saying, it broke the record. The gold ETF back when they started trading gold, it did it in 3 days. The Bitcoin one did it in 2.
I'm just going to start selling J-Coin and just tell people to buy J-Coin.
It's not going to work. I actually have a show and tell.
Okay.
If y'all want to see it.
Well, of course.
Okay. Yes. Oh, Breeda's show and tell has just walked out of the room.
It's my cabinet of curiosities.
So in my
Breeda's cabinet of wonder.
In my quest for period inauthenticity in
I don't think that's a word.
Inauthenticity.
Okay.
I can't even say it.
Anachronism. Okay.
Inauthenticity. I bought another sword.
Yay!
Yay!
This is a cold steel version of the 1917 Navy Cutlass. Nice. And it comes in a nice, I don't think it's actually leather. It doesn't feel like leather. It feels like plastic.
It's pleather.
It's
genuine
leather.
Naga hide.
Yeah, genuine Naga hide.
All those little Nagas.
Anyway, it is.
He's got a sword. We've all got swords.
I don't know if you can see the full length.
It's very tactical. It's black.
It's blued, actually. The steel it's carbon steel blade, and it's blued.
Very nice. Yes, it's very nice. You have a blood groove. Yeah. I approve.
And it's got the weird.
It should have a paracord wrap on the basket.
No, they didn't have paracord in 1917.
Well, I don't think they had carbon steel either, but
yeah, of course they did.
Anyway,
Arr.
That is very cool.
It is.
Is it heavy?
It is not. It is heavy, but it's not as heavy as the anthropomorphic sword. That one's like a giant hunk of rebar. This one's about 5 pounds, maybe. Little. No, it's probably more like 3 or 4. But it's a lot lighter, but it's also it's like spring steel. It's it's like quarter. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a 1/4 inch thick steel on the back thing, and it's not a hollow grind. It's a flat grind down to the point. So
Nice.
it's an actual, it's not a and it's sharp. It's not razor sharp, but it's it's pretty sharp. And it's an actual, an actual useful sword. And since it's
Swords
Texas,
never run out of bullets.
Yeah, but I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that today. Oh God, we're all out of order now. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that today. It's you used to have a sword, and then maybe you had a pistol, like a single shot. And so you'd have a sword and a pistol. So you'd shoot somebody and then you'd stab somebody, right? And people still had swords swords. I mean, that's a 1917 Navy cutlass. It replaced the 1860 Navy cutlass that had been around since forever. But in 1917, the Navy thought they still needed cutlasses, right?
Well, because the Monte Carlo wouldn't be invented for like another 50 years.
But oh God, Jay.
It's card geek humor.
Jay, that was great.
Good dad joke.
Wow.
But even in 1917, firearms were still unreliable enough that they thought they needed swords in the Navy. Yeah, and I'm sure they still needed them in the Army.
I think they just liked
that.
them because they're cool.
Yeah, I think it's tradition. Navy's big on tradition.
But that's beside the point. So officers always had swords, but the cutlass is not an officer's weapon. It's what you give like the sailors to go, repel borders or invade the other ship. So the fact that in 1917 they still thought, as recently as 1917, a sword,
after the invention of the airplane,
right, was a standard issue weapon for soldiers and sailors in the military. Cavalry were issued sabers, and they had cavalry on horseback still in 1917 that were issued sabers. So but then at a certain point, guns got a lot more reliable. And by reliable, I mean would kill people, like reliably kill people, not just operationally reliable. And it's a lot easier to train somebody to kill someone else with a firearm than it is with a sword. So that's why nobody issues swords anymore, because we have guns.
Still a pity. Should be standard issue swords.
I am happy that the Texas knife laws now allow you to carry a sword. I may not actually go walk down the street carrying a sword, but God damn it, I can.
You can.
If it
strikes your fancy.
That's right.
Jay, what about you?
You have a show and tell?
I always have a show and tell. I was looking for the $10 K-bar from Charlotte. I couldn't find it, but I found this.
Okay.
Oh,
this is my grandfather's Swiss Army knife.
Wow, nice.
So this wasn't like his original, but it was one that we bought him years, like when I was a small child, to replace one that he'd lost. It was a big Christmas present. He was all bummed out. And it's like I don't even know what model it is, but it's like you got a blade, bottle opener, can opener, and a hole punch and a saw, and that's it. There's no toothpick. It's so old.
No
It doesn't have
scissors?
the toothpick. There's no scissors. There's no. Well, let me see if I can get the. Yikes, fellas! We have a saw. I can go cut down a tree.
Nice.
I
And
always
then open a
kinda,
beer afterwards.
I always kind of wondered about that. I mean, you got like maybe 3 inches of saw blade. I don't know exactly what you're gonna accomplish, but I guess
Small sticks.
If you have to saw something and that's all you got,
that's true.
you're going to accomplish a lot, Jay.
And there is a hole punch,
Nice.
which
Oh,
as a college student, you need this for shotgunning a beer. So
Right.
yes.
I don't think
I think that's
grandfather
also a
ever
scraper.
shotgunned
I think that's a scraper as well as a hole punch. I don't because it's got a.
It might be. It is actually sharpened,
I
although
think it's
that very well could have been my grandfather's doing.
well. Here's the thing. Is that's a tool that I know for a fact that and I don't know if this was it's intentional all along, but my grandfather had one like that, and he was a big pipe smoker, and he would use that. He would use that implement to scrape the barrel of his pipe.
Yeah. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but there's like evidence that this has been.
That's used.
well loved.
Yeah.
And the blade has been reshaped a few times, and it's got a couple of nicks from being dropped. But yeah, I it was like a wave of nostalgia came over me, and I have to find the one that I got when I was a wee sprog. But this is my grandfather's, so
nice.
A little bit of history. We've always loved knives. We've always been guineas. That's what we do.
It's in your blood, Jay.
It absolutely is, and this has nothing to do with it.
Oh,
I don't even know where that came from. I looked down and I was bleeding. I was like, God damn it!
It happens.
Probably a paper cut. Anywho, so yeah.
Do you have a show and tell, Brita?
Kinda.
Besides your cat.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Eating his dinner.
I see.
We got him an elevated dish because he's spoiled. Anyway, so I don't know. I think I've talked about it before. How I used to paint like Warhammer and Dungeons and Dragons miniatures.
Ooh.
And I had forgotten how many I had painted, but I came across this box recently. It was in the closet, and I had put it, I hadn't thought about it in years and years and years. And I was going through it, and I really painted a lot of little guys. And I thought I would show you one of the bigger ones. Like, I haven't counted them, but I'm going to be putting them like in a shadow box soon, like to put on the wall, just because like they're cool and I worked really hard on them ages ago. But and we used to play Warhammer RPG, where you get the little fantasy characters and stuff. And I painted, I was always like an elf, but I had a like color scheme, of course, but I painted different versions of the same elf girl, like over and over, like doing different things. So I had like different ones that I would use in the game. Anyway, I'm a dork. But I painted them all myself, and I loved painting them, and I quit because, anyway, and that Dune movie is coming out.
Aha. Is that an alien?
It's a sandworm.
Ah.
And yeah, this is one of my favorite ones. I love this guy.
Shai-Hulud?
Get it a little closer to the camera. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hand painted by me. Yeah. I dig him. He's cool. But I have a ton of them. I should make like a photo album or something of them.
You should.
Ah.
Anyway. That's my show and tell. Here's some like what is it called?
Fan or something.
Fan service.
Oh, fan service. Oh yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Is this getting demonetized now because I'm putting boobs on the camera?
I think so. Anyway,
this is like the demon lady I painted her. I thought she was cool, green. I like her little green nipples. You know, cool.
So is that Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, she doesn't have 6 arms. But
That's Ganesh.
anyway. So yeah, it was
Not
my hobby once upon a time, and I refound them in the closet, and I was like, you know what? I should really put these out so I can look at them more often. Yeah. Anyway,
Nice.
Jay, what were you getting?
Jay was getting something.
You were
Yes,
talking.
I can't wait
about
for that movie to come out.
Oh,
And I was like, I have Dune. I've read it about 10 times
oh yeah.
because it's just such a great book, and it's the only one. It's not a series that bores you to death.
Yeah.
Dune was one of those books I'd read like once a year for several decades. I'd read it like once a year just because.
Fahrenheit 451. And then life started to catch up to it, and it was like, "Ooh, I can't." It's like
Let's put this
idiocracy.
away.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for, reading books is illegal.
Can we nerd out real quick for a minute?
Duh.
I know we're a little over, but have you seen
As
the
opposed to
trailer?
the rest of the show?
Have you seen the trailer for the new Netflix Cowboy Bebop show?
Yes.
I'm
not into anime, so I don't.
Yeah,
know.
same.
Have you ever watched the original Cowboy Bebop series?
Nope.
Sorry, Alan.
Sorry.
How about
in my opinion, one, if not the best, absolutely one of the top 5 anime series ever created. In my opinion,
Okay.
I think it's the best.
Is it better than Thundercats?
It's better than Thundercats. It's better than Thundercats.
Yes, I know Thundercats is not anime. Which, by the way, I thought it was anime for the longest time.
Anime.
I was like, anime. That anime stuff.
Anyway, so Netflix is doing a live action version. And the trailer doesn't suck.
Well, it's because they put all the good parts in the trailer. The rest of it sucks.
Actually, well, the trailer looks like it was specifically made and not outtakes from the series.
Okay.
It's billed as the Lost Session, and Japanese anime is not episodes, it's sessions. I learned that. So
would you recommend people see?
Oh, there went Jay. His hour was up.
Jay's quarter ran out.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Would you recommend people watch the animated version before they see the show?
Absolutely. I recommend that people watch the anime. If you can find it, sometimes it's hard to find. You may have to go to like one of those internet downloading things and get it.
We don't know anything about those.
Do they have they all have the spiky hair and they run around catching monsters?
No, they're bounty hunters with spaceships. And they shoot and kill people and stuff and
they catch Pokemon,
bad guys. And there's lots of like kung fu fighting, and it's very good, Jay. It's not,
those cats are fast as lightning.
It's not kid cartoon. It's not stupid. It's actually
the
really
Japanese version of Heavy Metal.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, it's better than that. It's what Heavy Metal wished it was.
Oh,
I'm telling you, you should watch it. But when I heard Netflix was making the live action version of it, I was just like, oh fucking god.
Yeah,
but it might be good.
It might be good. The guy they got for it's the characters. The female character is not quite there. I don't know. It's hard to tell from the trailer. Anyway,
since we're talking nerdy trailers,
okay.
Anybody else caught the new Ghostbusters?
I've seen the trailer.
Wait. Another new Ghostbusters?
It's not a remake. It's Ghostbusters. What is Afterlife? I think.
Yeah, I think that is it.
Is
It's
it
basically
the women
like
Ghostbuster?
no, it's not the
No.
I think they did right.
It is the next generation of, it's like the kids of the ghost. They find the ambulance buried like in a barn, and it's
Again, you're giving a
okay.
fig leaf, if you will, to why you're making the movie. That
the trailer looks good.
It's the grandchild of Egon Spengler, and mom, his daughter, thought her dad was absolutely bug nuts crazy, and they had became estranged, and something happens in her life that she moves back to the place that he retired to after the big shebang in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And there's paranormal activity, and it looks interesting. Again, like Alan was saying about Cowboy Bebop, the trailer looked pretty damn good. Now, it could very well be all of the good parts are in the trailer,
and you don't see the sucky woke stuff or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm we'll get it on Netflix. I'm not going to go to the movie theater, but I don't think I'm ever going to go to a movie theater again. So
no.
Why?
No, those days are over. Those days are so over.
You can hit pause and go to the bathroom. I mean,
I can make popcorn for 50
everybody's
cents.
got a big screen and they can sit at home and watch movies. Why the hell would you go to the movie theater?
I have a sound system that rattles the floor.
Yeah. There's no point.
But yeah. And I'm still waiting for they speaking of Netflix, they did the big biopic on Frank Hamer. I'm still waiting for my Bass Reeves.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen, Jay.
No kidding. I mean, talk about badass. He arrested his own kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, Texas Ranger, right? Was he a former slave or was just a sharecropper?
But am unfamiliar.
Joined the Texas Rangers and was, friend to the Native Americans.
First black deputy U.S. Marshal,
indigenous
west
people
of the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Born into slavery in Crawford County, Arkansas in 1838.
Wow.
He was badass.
And they theorized that he was, if not the inspiration, part of the inspiration for the Lone Ranger.
I've heard that too.
Huh.
Which that's pretty
interesting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Except they had to make him white because that was how TV in the 50s.
Yeah, TV in the 50s, exactly. But it's like, man, bring that story up. That is such an awesome story.
That would make an awesome story. Never going to happen though, Jay.
I mean, this dude made Joe Friday look like a pussy. He was just like, nope.
He was like the living embodiment of law and order. I mean, it was like, like an aspect, like a, it was like what do they call the muses? They were like,
he was the archetype.
He's like, if Law and Order had a muse, that was him.
When Judge Dredd tells you to chill out,
yeah,
we're just throwing down all the geek cred. Yeah.
I know.
It's just like, oh yeah, we got Brita painting Warhammer. I'm geeking out on Judge Dredd and Bass Reeves and.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the biopic I want. Netflix, if you're listening, Amazon, if you're listening.
As of April 2018, Amazon Studios is developing a biopic of Reeves with the script directed by somebody I never heard of. So maybe.
As long as it's not M. Night Shyamalan, will be good.
Yeah, it's somebody I never heard of. Anyway.
They'll probably pick like what the hell is his name? He played Dinesh in Silicon Valley. Just fuck up the
it's nice. And I was thinking about this the other day. I remember when I was a kid, like there was like one black actor. No, there was one black.
Ernie Hudson.
No, it was. Oh fuck! What was his name?
Carl Weathers.
No, God damn it, Sidney Poitier.
Oh yes.
Yes.
And he was
They
he
call
was
me
like
Mr. Tibbs.
yeah, he was like the black. He was like it was like Hollywood's favorite black guy.
Yep.
And he was like
Right after Sammy Davis.
Well,
Jr.
but he was like the opposite of Elvis, right? Because they said they picked Elvis because he sang like a black man and was white. That was why he was popular. He sang all the black songs.
Right.
Yeah.
He was a white guy.
Right.
He was Blue-Eyed Soul before Rick Ashley.
Right. So Sidney Poitier was the black man who was the whitest black man that ever lived.
He was.
Even more so than Barack Obama.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Damn.
I have
On
to
that
go.
note,
Yep.
on that note, now that we've been permanently banned from YouTube,
Hey, it's okay. I'm a person of color. I can say this.
That's right. You are. Yes. At least your beard is.
That's right.
well, yes, actually.
You got the
What is
fro
beard?
Or no, it's the absence of color, isn't it?
Oh God, Jay.
Because it's
We're
white.
going. We're going.
All right. We'll be back next week. Maybe.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Maybe.